Facebook. How are you?
Hello, Facebook. How are you doing today? Arguing about politics, probably.
Oh man, the little argument on politics.
You know, that's just the time in this country. You know, ain't nothing Bahamians love more than frickin' election.
Nothing.
Nothing we love more than frickin' some good old politics. I tell you, I think Isaiah Christie said that's the erection season, not election season.
No, she has said that. She should coin that.
This
That's
is
funny.
erection season because everybody nipples and penises are erect over politics.
It's sad. But
They love it.
It's actually true.
They love it. But anyhow, while I share this video, what we can talk about is I see a lot of frickin' nonsense on Facebook.
Yeah.
I see a lot of intelligent fools on Facebook. People that I thought were extremely intelligent. They probably are.
They still are in certain areas.
They are. They're intelligent. But it's like I said last week on The Walking Dead, right? On our last episode. It's like everybody has shut their brains off when election time come around. You cut it off, and you just throw logic and common sense and all of that stuff out the window.
Mm-hmm.
People don't care for them things no more. Facts, logic, common sense, objectivity is gone. I do Chrissy show yesterday, Jay. She was the FNM headquarters in Elizabeth, right? You know I ain't on no party run.
No, you're not. I know that.
And I was saying that in there. You believe the people who try run me? the woman try run me out there for them constituency office. Because I was in caping for the FNM. I was in basically lotioning them and riding them.
Are you kidding me?
You watch when you go home. When you go home, watch
it.
the video.
Okay.
Yesterday, Chrissy Love Live and Raw. You watch it. You can see it for yourself.
Okay. But I could believe that because, and you know what the sad thing is? I came from an era where I saw the FNM as this very let me not say bougie, but it was a highly middle class organization, and I've seen it deteriorate. And honestly, you know how they're saying that a vote for the DNA is a vote for the PLP. Honestly, if they look at themselves in the mirror, they look mighty similar to what they are opposing. And I don't know if you saw we got the best party video from Stephen Hanna, the party music video. He did one where they was in Freeport.
Oh, yeah,
Look at that party, da 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 da.
Yeah,
and the lyrics are so true because he reached out and talked about how Perry was the ultimate leader for the PLP and he's a good man and all the stuff, right? One leader, all the good stuff. And then they went to the FNM supporters and saying, well, if you have a problem with the PLP, our only messages is we ain't them. You know what I mean? But honestly, if you really look at the fanaticism and the lack of, I would dare say, vision, you kind of the same.
Yeah. We can get into that today. Spoiler.
Sorry, Facebook.
It's the pre-show.
It's a pre-show.
Prep in.
Yes, just getting things together.
Yeah, exactly.
Thoughts.
Doing my last share right now.
Yeah, gonna do my links up right now.
Dang. Disgusting.
Boy, this is shiny. Oh my God, I like this
What?
jacket. That light is hitting it right.
Oh, that's it.
I'm vain.
Yeah, I still can't believe you're wearing a jacket.
No, and for me, like every time I come in here, I get cold.
Wow. You see me? I ready to sweat right now.
You have bald head as well,
Yeah, and you can soon see some sweat being.
and I'm not gonna sweat in this. I like to look cool. Okay. All right, let me turn this down a little bit. Hi, Keitra. I see you.
Who is this calling me?
Let me invite my people. Okay.
I just keep forgetting you can even invite people.
PLP troll.
Oh yeah, please invite them.
Intelligent person.
Yes.
Intelligent person.
Especially the PLP troll.
My wingman. My mother.
Your mom?
My mom watches the show.
Mom is a hardcore PLP.
No, she's in hardcore anything. She's a realist.
She's a smart woman.
Yeah, she's a realist.
Because boy, the things I hear some people say. Woo, my lord. We finished, Jay.
We done. I mean,
finished as a country.
Here's the thing. Here's the sad reality, right? If what I think is going to happen actually happens, because I have a dream.
Oh, you have a dream?
I have a dream for this coalition, this forced coalition government. But with the ideology of people with this whole situation, I don't think it's going to happen. It should happen because it's 50 years later. But, hey, it is what it is. So I feel that the PLP could slide right back up in that DM. And it's going to be downhill after that. And I'm preparing myself for that. I have the Great Escape, you know, the Great White Hope, which is Canada. So.
Wow. Let me see what she's saying before I think after the show.
Pre-show.
All right. You ready?
So get your questions in early. Get your comments in early, people.
Yes.
I will be looking down at my gorgeous phone that's lime green.
Yes, and also, unfortunately, we don't have the phone lines because I buy a new phone, right, Jay? Let me tell you about it. I buy this new iPhone 7.
Oh, okay.
And
What
as you
happened?
know, it ain't got no headphones.
Ah, yeah.
So I buy all these toggle things, right?
The thing
'Cause
that you're gonna do it.
I plug the line from the mixer into the phone.
Right.
None of these things flipping working with the damn phone.
What about is it
can't
you
use
don't
my new phone,
you
so
don't
I
have
use an old
Bluetooth?
one.
You don't have Bluetooth capability?
Well, they ain't gonna do with the mixer.
Oh yeah.
Bluetooth. So yeah, I using the old phone, so we can't. That's actually the phone that we normally take phone calls on. So we won't be able to take phone calls for the show today. However, you can comment as you usually do on Facebook. You know, you all like to leave a bunch of comments. Y'all don't call the show anyhow.
And we'll read it.
Yeah.
We'll read it.
We'll do our best to read it on the show. But y'all don't call anyhow, so it ain't no biggie.
Don't say that. People just call.
Man, listen, we may have one call a show, and that one brave person will decide to call. But these people don't like call. They'll comment on Facebook all day. And we appreciate your comments. So do as you normally do. Comment on Facebook. You can also
Sorry, Kiana. I didn't mean to invite you. You're all the way in California. But
invite
hi
her too,
anyway.
man. She's a baby.
No, she's not. She'd like to think she is.
Well, then she need to watch this then.
Okay.
She need to watch it.
Oh man, I'm right now. I'm just clicking down buttons. Like I forget I have international Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let me kick it off.
All right, let's do this, man.
All right, welcome back. Under the rug. We switched it up today. Hold on, look at me do it nice. Hit record. Jeez, what is this? Okay. All right, welcome back. Where am I reading? Hold on, Jay. See, that's the PLP now.
You blaming the PLP for
You
the
gotta,
fact that
you know the bombers, you gotta blame the party you don't like for everything, right? If it rain, you gotta blame them. You gotta blame them for everything. That's the bombers. Blame them for everything. That's how we do, right?
you should be above that. you should really be above
I
that.
only playing, man. You know I only playing.
Yeah, I know that.
Hold on, what's going on here? Hold on, now. See, we can fight. Why you don't record a thing? Let's see something. Bing, bam,
Bing.
boom,
Ba-ding,
bagging,
ding,
bigging,
ba-ding,
ba-ding.
ding,
All right,
ding.
good. We reading.
All
All
right.
right, welcome back. Under the rug. We switched it up today. Last week it was me and Chrissy. Jay was off. Where you been, Jay? You was off partying, eh? Where you been?
I was in Exuma, I think it was.
Oh, you chilling?
Yeah.
Had a good vacation.
Catch a little
getaway?
breeze. Catch a little breeze.
Okay. Y'all living large, man. I need to go away, man. I ain't been off the rock for the year yet.
Oh, you have to.
Oh, I gain.
You have
Don't
to.
worry. It could be
You
a little
have
while,
to.
but I gain. But Jay Isaacs is back, and we're going to discuss something that I've been seeing on Facebook and other social media platforms. But I mainly focus on Facebook. I don't do the Twitter and all of that stuff. And I've noticed we have a lot of intelligent fools in this country, Jay.
Of course we do.
Vast amount. And I ain't gonna lie, right? The very first episode of Under the Rug, for those of you that have been here from the beginning, you may recall that the first episode, the very first one we did was Brain Drain with my cousin Stevie Burrows. And we were discussing, why Bahamians want to leave. And like you just say, Canada is the holy grail or the...
Yes, right
the
now,
goal. Okay.
Canada
We
is-
actually discuss...
and the
Bahamians.
United Emirates. That's where all our people are going.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we discussed that issue on episode 1 of the Under the Rug podcast, and I was, at that point, I was all going, no man, because he ready to go. He was ready to push out. That was more than a year ago, and I was like, no, if all the good, smart people that want a better country leave, we could leave with all the crooks and the criminals, and we could just help the country be destroyed because all the good people leaving.
True.
That's what I was on, and it is true.
It is true.
And I still feel that way. However, I have more of an understanding, and I'm not saying that I didn't have any then. I knew why people wanted to leave. It's obvious. But now, more and more, as I hear people speak about this country and I see Facebook posts about this country and about politics and the future of the country, I ain't gonna lie, Jay, it's been a couple of times I was like, boy, I gotta get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because these people don't want to know better.
That is true.
And what hurt me is, like I explained to people, I get the poor, the undereducated. I understand. I get why they would make, poor decisions. But it's when I hear who I feel are very smart, intelligent, professional, they have a good career, doing well in life, making good money, very highly educated, intellectual people, when I hear them saying the very same things that you would hear from the undereducated or the people that basically just hear something and repeat it. So they basically just hear these things, they develop these positions off of being brainwashed with either media or radio stations saying these positions.
Or they generate this information to be disseminated. They're the generators, they're the generals, they're the manipulators because they're doing well in life. They probably get the contracts. They probably have the inside track to get the contract. So they spew what they need to spew in order to survive.
See, that's very true too. And it's when you hear people who you respect, smart people, saying some of the
dumbest,
most
you could say the dumbest
to
thing.
keep it quite frank, some of the dumbest things. And I mean, the problem is, a lot of times they don't even provide, like they don't have any backup or reasoning for their position, or if they do, it's very flawed. Their position is very flawed.
Okay.
And this frightens me. It's because we are now losing our intellectual community to these ridiculous ideologies. And it's like the most common ones is, as we discussed before we went on, oh, a vote for the DNA is a vote for the PLP. Oh, this PLP is so terrible. We just gotta vote them out, and the FNM is the best chance to get them out, so you gotta vote FNM. Oh, if you vote for them other people, you only wasting your vote. So it's this, and it's like, how much thought did you actually put into this position? How much thought did you put into it? Because I would dare say that it wasn't very much. Because if you had actually sat down and thought about it deeply, you wouldn't come to that position.
Okay. Here's the thing. And all these different things, they have different reasonings behind it. And they have to keep it simple. They have to keep the message simple so the dumbest amongst us could pick it up and carry the torch, right?
Okay.
The whole DNA situation because primarily Cuban ministers in the FNM couldn't come together and deal with that split vote, so they had to demonize what generally is a fresh political party that does want to do some radical, I wouldn't say radical things, but they want to shake it up a little bit and they want their chance, and they have a fresh slate. They don't have a history of corruption, they don't have a history of mismanagement, which the other two parties have been plagued with over the last 25, if not the 3 years that this country has been independent, right? So there's that, right? And then the whole independent situation, people don't believe independents have a voice, they can't do anything or whatever. But people have to break it down to this. Independent MPs take care of the interests of their constituency. That is their job, right? Independents, if we actually had a bipartisan system, could be cabinet ministers. They could be directors on certain boards. They could sit on several committees of the House Assembly where they could, in fact, be a catalyst for change, right? And some independents have been active. We've had independents before that were great leaders for their communities and their constituencies. So a vote for an independent isn't a wasted vote, right? This particular election coming up for me is a very important one, right? Because the forecast doesn't look good. The forecast ahead of post this election doesn't look good. Okay. So for me, if the wrong set of individuals get in, we done.
This is where the issue lies with me. Now, you said the wrong set of individuals,
right? And it's on both sides for me. All sides for me, right? For me, my utopia is split seating and a coalition government. Force these dudes to have to work together toward a common goal, right? For me, I have friends in I guess all political bodies, or I have a certain level of respect for certain MPs, right?
Okay.
So their success is important to me because I support people that way. I believe that they should succeed. So I have people in the PLP that I want to succeed. I have people in the DNA I want to succeed. And I have people in the FNM I want to succeed. Now, for me, if the PLP were to regain the majority of the seats, I would hope that at least 7 to 8 MPs don't win, including Prime Minister. I feel that he needs to retire. I feel that he needs to be forced into retirement. Jerome Fitzgerald needs to go.
I'm
going to call names.
Before you go on, right? And and this is why this is where the buffoonery comes in. Jerome Fitzgerald. I've often said that he shouldn't even get his deposit back. Based on his track record this last term, he shouldn't even get his deposit back. Because we could go for issue after issue, scandal after scandal, right?
Blow for blow, especially today's revelation.
And the thing is, the most recent one isn't, in my view, isn't even the worst one.
Which one is the worst one for you?
Rubis Gasper.
Yes.
Has to be still
that was
the
a tragedy.
Worst.
That was a
because
tragedy.
It actually put people's lives
in
risk,
danger.
And to know that you are willing to sit on that information for your job, put your constituents that vote for you
at risk,
their lives at risk, so that you could keep your cabinet position is the pits. Right? And then to be soliciting contracts for your family, using your position, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But I still say Rubis is worse. So this man
right.
shouldn't even get his deposit back. The only people who should vote for him is himself, his wife, because that's
Does
his
he
wife.
even live in that constituency?
I have no idea.
I think I heard that he's in Tingham now because I think he's in Freetown. I wonder if he could vote for Diagla.
Oh, okay. Well, I have no idea to say if he could vote for Diagla. But my thing is, and to see the people who out there, you saw him with his dance, the Viking dance.
That was a Viking dance? That looked like a seizure to me.
But at least it's better than Perry on. But
no, sir.
He was out.
Perry's the best dancer.
He was in the road doing the dance or whatever. And the people, that wasn't nothing to me. What bothered me was the amount of supporters that were with him, just cheering, dancing, celebrating.
But is that with him, or that's blanket support for the PLP? Because I feel like the PLP could ride a donkey in the nomination and people will still be behind it.
But that is the very problem. That is the core of the problem in this country, and this is why we'll never move forward, in my opinion. Right? It's because we've interjected. Let me see what they say. Elisa says that balloon person in the background is stealing the show. Just for those that are watching, thank you for tuning in. Oh, by the way, how rude of me! I did not introduce our special co-host for the day. This is the mini-me. This is the Cookie Caterer Jr. who's in here. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Daxon. He's a magician, balloon artist, Ed Worrell Daxon. He did our Entrepreneur show before we did this, and he actually did this out of balloons. So this is a balloon replica of the Cookie Caterer that's hanging here in the background, just hanging around with us today. So he's observing. I don't think he's talking today.
That kind of looks like you, though.
Yeah, he got the D nose down back and everything, man. I mean, I don't wear skinny jeans. I mean, there's some skinny pants he got on, but he got the nose down back. He got everything down back. That is the mini Cookie Caterer hanging in on the conversation. He won't be joining us, but he's just observing for this conversation.
He has that silent, dumbfounded look on his face.
Yes. And Craig, you could still come if you could catch us before we end. Craig said he would love to have been here. I know you work right across the way. If you want to come, you can still come through. You know where we are. Just hit me up. But like I was saying, the core of our problem is we've interjected competition into politics, right? And that's the worst thing you could do. Because politics shouldn't be a competition. Shouldn't be a competition. Because what's going to happen is people just won't win.
Okay.
And they will win at all costs. And I like to use the example. There was a time we was at this bridal shower, right? And they was having a game. And I think the prizes must be a $3 phone card. $3 phone card, right?
$3 promotional phone card.
A $3 phone card. We're leaving in about an hour, Craig. We'll be at till about 7. So you got a little bit of time if you want to come and dip in. But it was a $3 phone card. Bridal shower. Fun event. You're around friends, family, or whatever, having a good time. Would you believe that people were actually cheating?
Of course.
On the little games, I guess it's trivia questions and stuff.
They Googling and stuff.
Yeah, people were cheating to win a $3 phone card at a bridal shower. So what do you think people will do to win an election?
Spend money, get the people drunk, Show
put
them that
people's
we
lives
cool.
at risk.
Yep.
Cover up tight. So this is why it is the worst thing you could have in politics is competition, because what happens is you then, and I think it was whoever came up with it, wherever it started, it was brilliant. It's terrible, but it was a brilliant strategy, because what happens now is, like, you sports fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't people, when they have a team, that's their team.
Right.
You can't talk bad about their team.
Nope.
Their team don't do no wrong, and their team is their team no matter what.
Right.
This is what has now gotten into politics.
Mm-hmm.
Their team is their team. No matter what their team do, their team are right with them. And I'm sure you've seen it with the scandals. You've seen people defending the indefensible
Right.
because it's their team.
Yeah.
And this is our problem. This is why we
It's
never
quite
move forward.
unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And there are a few people that follow sports, sport fanatics, that do have a team, but they do respect the contributions of individual players and their deservingness to win certain awards. So 1 year, I guess Kobe Bryant was having a career. I'm a Laker fan, right?
Why you do that to yourself?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm a Laker fan. Kobe had I thought Kobe deserved to win an MVP 1 year, right?
Right.
But then it was awarded to, I believe it was Steve Nash or Tim
Right.
Duncan, right?
Uh-huh.
As a Kobe fan, I couldn't argue it, because those guys were putting up incredible numbers and they were leaders on their team.
They
And
would deserve it.
And they deserved it.
Right.
And there are very few people that can make those sensible, logical arguments, because they're so impassioned with, this is the color that I wear.
Mm-hmm.
I have the rep for this person 100%.
That is exactly the problem. And what you were talking about is actual objectivity. You know what I mean? We lack objectivity. People like, listen, I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. This my team. I ride with this team. I tell you, I was at the F&M constituency office yesterday doing Chrissy Love Live and Raw. And you know me, I don't support no party.
Which constituency office was that?
Elizabeth constituency office. I don't support no party.
Right.
I ain't into none of them, because both major parties have gotten us to this point where we are now. And the DNA, in my opinion, although they have a lot of good ideas and they've been saying a lot of good stuff, but there are some other things that they have done and said, and the way they have moved has almost mirrored the other two parties in a way.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Certain
But
aspects.
they haven't had the opportunity to govern, so
No.
we don't know what they would be like.
Right.
Okay.
But certain things they have done, I'm like, hold on now, you're all looking just like the other two. But anyhow, was at the office. And you know me, I can speak my mind. I can say my opinion, how I feel. I can call, if you don't like it, then, that's on you. Ain't nothing I can do about that. But I can tell you how I feel. And I ain't gonna hold back just because you in my presence. If it's something you need to hear, you need to hear it.
Right.
So I was being my objective self and saying that, because they were like treating the F&M as though they were the DNA, meaning they were acting as though the F&M never had an opportunity to govern. And I'm like, but you had 15 years.
Yeah.
You have contributed 15 years to the position we are in right now. 15 years. So why would right now I go right back? You were just, matter of fact, just 5 years ago, we just roll y'all out.
Yeah,
You
pretty much.
understand? The Bahamas just roll y'all out 5 years ago. So all of a sudden now y'all is the right people for the job. So anyhow, I was being my objective self. The lady was ready to put me out the office. She looked at me and she was like, you need to leave. And she kept saying it over and over. Anytime I said something that was, and it wasn't even anti-F&M,
That was contrary to what their message was or what they felt. It wasn't
Not even that. As long as it ain't, the F&M is the greatest, they don't want you to say nothing else. They only want hair pro F&M. That's it. And it ain't just them, it's any party. Any of these parties, you
Yeah.
can pick one.
Yeah.
All of them like that. They don't want no objectivity. If you ain't pro them, then somehow you must be anti them and they won't roll you out. So the woman was ready to put me out the office. Cole, look at me dead in my eye. You need to leave. I was like, you see, and this is why. And
Did you say anything to her?
I called it. I said it on the show. I said, look, Chrissy, the woman trying to run me out here. I said she trying to run me. I ain't gonna let you just say that and then just sit back and be like, okay, no, let me don't say that. No, I can call you out. And I said, and Chrissy was trying to remind them, this man is a Elizabeth voter,
Exactly.
He's a voter.
This is how you treat constituents.
He in your constituency. The election ain't come yet. Rather than try and convince him somehow with some form of facts
Exactly.
or a good plan.
This is what we're going to do for this constituency. This is what we intend to do in the government. Simple.
None of that. You need to leave. Because you ain't got on a red shirt, you ain't waving a red flag, and you ain't saying FNM and rock with Doc. You need to go. So this is the point we have gotten to in this country, to where we can't even have intellectual discussions with a level of objectivity to where we could actually move forward towards solutions. We can't even have these discussions. And I see it online all the time. It's the most basic, ground level, factual, non-substance.
Slanderous.
Yeah, just, and oh, jeez, I wouldn't talk about the slanders. Jeez, this has got to be one of the most dirtiest elections I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I tired of the ads. I try to watch YouTube in peace.
Oh well, this is the technology age, so and they know more people are on their phones, more people are surfing the internet, so they're going to get their analytic guys to pump. And oh my God, it's a lot of money went into that.
Yes.
And you know what's so sad?
What's
a lot
that?
of money went overseas.
Yes, and I actually posted about that. Maybe
A lot
week
of money.
ago.
A lot of money went overseas when we have a lot of IT professionals that could have done that job right here.
And even beyond the IT, I mean, you see the streets littered with all these posters and billboards. And
Are you going to the bonfire after the election? Did you get the invite?
yeah, I got the invite from Stephen. I saw it, but I don't think I got it. But those posters, and I asked the question: do you think these posters were printed here in the Bahamas?
I think a lot of them were.
Think so?
I think the initial ones were. I don't know if you saw the individual ones. Right before the campaign got kicked up into high gear.
Okay. So
right?
you mean not the uniformed?
No. Like
okay.
everybody's if everybody's logo was a bit different, like they had Ignite, the FNM, and the PLP, Team Cooper, and all these other stuff. I think those ones were printed here. But I think when it clicked up in the high gear and they needed that mask, I think they brought it in.
Okay. Well, enough about them niggas. Let's get down to the. Yeah, I hate talking about politics on a certain level. I want to get more to the psychological aspect of it, right? And what I've witnessed is, and like I said earlier, what has made me really want to say frig this and just push out. Bahamians don't seem to want to change anything. We hear them all the time saying, oh, we need different, we need new change, we need this, we need that, we need this. But then anytime someone comes with a new, different idea that some may consider to be radical or a big change, they're like, oh, no, wait now, hold on now, wait, no, that's too much. No, we can't,
why?
No, we can't do that.
You
Tell
know
me
why? Bahamians as a society, we lack discipline. So anything that we don't like inconvenience, we don't like discipline, we don't like law and order. We have been accustomed to cronyism, favors, backdoor, under the table type of thing. So anybody that's coming in that has a great plan but it requires sacrifice and discipline, we ain't on that. When the road project was going on, right? And that was one of the main reasons the FNM really lost the election, right? Now 6 months later, a year later, we see why the infrastructure was needed. You understand? You driving and you cruising, you don't have to deal with traffic unless it's some bad accident closing down a lane or whatever the case may be. And you're like, it wasn't as bad as we made it seem. But we don't like minor inconvenience. We don't have foresight, so that's why we really can't buy into changes. It's a great talking point when things aren't going your way, but the minute the cash starts flowing and we get into this silly season and we can pick up one quick $1,500 and on the low end and don't have to do anything for it, or when my uncle or my daddy could pick up a $15,000, $25,000 contract for paving sidewalks that no one's gonna walk on, it's just. We want that. We want to keep it the way it is.
Right. Well, that makes sense. But let me ask you something, because I think we had a conversation a while back. This was last year, a year ago, a while back. And your stance. What's your stance on independence?
On independents?
Yeah, independent
people-
candidates.
Independent candidates.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you weren't too fond, from what I gathered from our conversation about a year ago.
Well, yeah,
You weren't too fond on independence at that point.
It wasn't that I wasn't too fond of independence. I wasn't sold on that independent candidate.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Now looking in, after looking at watching a few interviews and hearing what she wants to do, I think that she's ready to enter, and I think she'll be open to learning and growing, and whatever opportunities are afforded her in that arena, all good. If I was in that constituency, I would be open to listen. It wouldn't be a guaranteed slam dunk vote because I would have to weigh my options.
Who would be
between,
a guaranteed slam dunk vote?
in your constituency?
Yeah.
None.
But that's what I'm saying. So
None. But I would be open. I would see. I do a process of elimination.
Okay.
For me, PLP can't get my vote right now. Right? Only in certain islands. I could see it happening. If I lived in one of those island communities and the representatives, I see that they're into their candidates, their constituents, and they help them and all that stuff, right? I could see me voting for the PLP in the Out Island. In Nassau, no.
But
Right?
what if they
And
do?
Freeport,
What if
no.
they doing the same thing in Nassau? As those things you described that would get your vote on the family
if
island.
they did, that would. You know what? I lied. There's one particular candidate here that I feel that could get my vote. A lot of people
What it is? Let me hear this.
like her,
Let's hear
but I like her. I've had a good relationship with her because I used to live in her constituency, Glennis.
Glennis.
I like Glennis. Glennis is a very
Now this is what we're
personable-
gonna get. Okay.
She's a very
This is gonna
personable
get interesting.
individual. She goes. I don't know if she still does it now. But when she was campaigning in the last cycle, she went door to door. She was the only candidate that actually came and actually discussed what she wanted to do. And from what I saw, this election, she did her portfolio. She said, "You know what? No, I ain't talking about the road. I ain't talking about the road traffic scandal. I talking about the air.
But that's under her portfolio.
No, I talking about the air, not the air traffic controllers. I talking about negotiating for trying to get back control of our airspace. That was a very big deal.
Put it in. As far as I know,
It's not been transferred over as yet. We still have a process in order to get it back, but it's in the process. And down the line, within the next 10 years, it's going to be under our control. Or we'll be able to reap the benefits, the financial benefits of that. And that, for me, that's a good thing, right? So personally, and everything is personal, right? I would have supported it if I still was in that constituency. I'm not, right?
Right.
So I'm forced, and this is why I say I have friends in every
Say you
single
forced?
one. I'm forced to make another decision. Like I'm in
Okay.
Kalani right now, right?
Right.
I have the I can't remember the PLB girl. I went to college with her.
Renika.
She was
Rose or something?
right. I'm familiar from COB or
Right.
whatever. She's a real estate agent. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
Young girl, whatever.
What's
Fine.
going on, Harrison? Harrison say, yeah, Jake.
Right, and then I have the DNA candidate that actually I had an opportunity to speak with on several
really?
occasions. Yeah, so she's working, she has ideas, all that stuff, right? And women empowerment, gender equality, all that stuff, right? And then you have Rockwood Doc.
I don't
He's
say
a
gender
mess.
equality in the Bahamas. Y'all don't want no damn gender equality in this country.
I do, and I believe in it, right? And I voted for, right? So then you have Rockwood Doc, someone that I haven't seen. Someone that I have had the opportunity.
Hold on. You mean you ain't see the man who say he had to be missing from Parliament for all that time because he was too busy campaigning?
Oh, he campaigned
Yeah,
everywhere
yeah.
else. He campaigned everywhere else. He ain't come in my community yet.
Right.
I haven't seen him. He sent some little generals that live in the gated community to be like, oh, we don't want to breakfast. When I said, Minister could be there? No.
Wow.
So I haven't had the opportunity to speak with him. We invited him on the morning show. He declined to come.
Oh, he ain't doing no shows.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you had the opportunity to get my support there. For me, I don't ride the wave. With the popular opinion. I ain't gonna vote for you. So because I ain't gonna vote for you, and I think the PLP could do well without my vote. I could vote for Komalafe or Komaloff. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name.
Kumalafe is the DNA,
DNA
one.
candidate,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I like it too. I heard on one show before, and she was making a lot of sense.
Right, she knows how to handle
and
herself.
very articulate.
And I wish they could copy people like that, more people like that in the DNA. They have a few strong candidates, but they don't have enough. You understand? I think
And
that's
I think that
one of
was
the
the issue
hindrance.
last time too.
I think
because
that's
you know
their
when you got
hindrance.
Rodney Monka, Wayne Monroe, and you got some
I think I can run
questionable
for them
candidates.
next year. I think I can run.
You
for
can
them.
run? You mean next election?
Next election cycle, I think I can run for them.
Well,
because
that's-
I think they
that's-
need a lot of good people
Uh-huh.
to get them over the hump. I don't think they have enough. I think they have a core great team,
But you know what?
but I don't think they have enough. I think they have enough to make a decent cabinet, but I don't think they have enough
I think-
to win an election.
I don't
landslide.
even know if that's the issue. Because in this country we don't seem to, like, you see how you gave, your position was well thought out, and you listed the reasons why you would or wouldn't support somebody. I don't think most people in this country do that. You understand? So I don't think, while what you're saying may be true to a degree when it comes to the DNA, and you feel like they don't have enough strong candidates, that may be the issue for others. I think for the majority, they have already, like we've discussed earlier, we don't like to change things, right? So we have become accustomed to the two-party, this whole two-party is either this one or this one. And like I said, I've heard who I consider to be smart people try and convince others to, what up, what'd you read that?
No, I laughed at someone saying that she goes to who she knows will support her for sure. It's not fair. She needs to go to everyone's door, not just the one who are sure PLPs. Well, I'm not a sure PLP.
Well, what would make Yarika say that? Yarika Bannister, please explain to us why you would say that.
And
What
then-
evidence do you have to prove that she only goes to people that she knows supports the DNA? Because how would you know someone is going to support you if out of the entire constituency? Is there some kind of spider sense that she have that she know, oh, DNA?
They know based on.
But not all.
They don't know all, but they know in which division or what is called those things, polling divisions, which house
How?
lanes, whatever, based on generals that work the area for them and
People is
what
lie.
people. I know people lie, but that's what
People
people
is
tell
lie.
them, and based on the numbers, they can say, "Oh yeah, okay, I see this one working and campaigning with us, blah blah blah." So they make determinations on that. So they cater to those people, yes, but their job is to try and be seen and try to reach out to the new voters and the young voters. So they're pretty much there. So I understand what she's saying, and I agree with her from time to time. But in my case, I was not a guaranteed PLP vote. I was just some guy that happened to live in that constituency based on where I lived, and I wasn't even in media. Well, no, this was right before I got into print media. I didn't have a name. She just treated me with respect, and to this day, she remembers me from that particular point, and we have good conversations, and that's why I respect her.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, for my mother, go online and leave your number if he miss you. Here's the thing. We reached out to him several times to come on our show when we were having all the different leaders who were vying to be prime minister to articulate his position, what he would do for the country. He declined. Sorry for him. And after that, I went ham on him. I don't
really?
I don't need to leave my number for you to get back to me. You know where I am.
But here's the
I'm
thing.
in your constituency, and
Right.
I'm in the media. I gave you an opportunity to swing me. So when afterwards, if I was impressed by you, like I was impressed by Alfred Sayers when he was vying for leadership of the Progressive Liberal Party, right? He had some good ideas, and I thought he would be decent. You know what I mean? Granville came on, Loretta came on. He wanted to know if the prime minister would come on. You know what I mean? And at the time, the prime
Oh,
minister
that was the question he asked?
no, that he would come on if the prime minister would come on. The prime minister, and at that point in time, he was still actively governing. You understand? So we kind of understood his schedule, and he was flying, doing different things, or whatever the case may be, right? So we understood that. You weren't doing nothing. Loretta had already taken your job as official opposition leader. You understand?
But there's you know what? I don't like the way we campaign in this country, you know. I think it doesn't make sense. I think it's unrealistic, and I think it's why we have so many complaints with, oh, I ain't see this person in 5 years and this and that. That is unsustainable. You cannot expect one person to personally visit 4,000-5,000 constituents on a regular basis.
Here's the thing. I like what Brownville used to do with his constituency, right? Anything a major thing would happen for Bamboo Town, either he had a film, some film thing at his constituency office that he used to do with the kids, and then he used to go and have little town hall meetings, right?
Right.
Where he would invite people to come up. We're going to discuss this. I need to know what your position is on this, and then I'll go in Parliament and present that. I think a lot more of that needs to happen.
And I agree.
In the different constituencies.
I agree.
And I think that's an active way of
I
doing
agree,
it
and
in 5 years.
that actually makes sense. But I think we already have a culture. We've already, culture is everything. Tradition is everything in this country. So we've already bred people to expect
That they come to your door.
that they come to your door.
And you know why that is,
sit
right?
on your plastic couch. We'll have them sweating.
Because they want to beg for something.
But this is, again, that's a part of the culture too. And this is where the problem lies. So you could have all the town meetings and gatherings for constituents to hear and come out and hear your message. But you know what they can still say? Well, he ain't come to me. I ain't see him. I ain't know about that. So we feel entitled that this person have to come to my house, sit on my couch, and hear me talk.
And you know what another sad thing is? We live in an information age. Everything is online, right? You can't delete history. The positions from the different parties to different constituents are online. They have some recorded live videos from interviews, so you could see their tone, you could listen to their demeanor, how they deliver themselves, and determine, hey, this person is narcissistic. This person is an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, do your research. Do your independent research.
People don't
You're
want
lazy.
to research. They're lazy.
They're
We have a lazy populace. Very lazy. And I ain't gonna lie. I ain't just calling names. I am guilty of it myself. I find myself being guilty of it as well because...
Really?
Yeah,
I would figure that you...
Well, lately, if I know about something, I do my best to go.
Okay.
If I know about it, if I hear about it...
In time.
Now, what I'm talking about is, am I actively going to be looking for these events?
Right.
No.
Okay.
No.
So if something... So just say... we're gonna have drilling for oil in the next. I think that's gonna be a big thing.
Man, they're already drilling, man.
Well, we know that, but they're gonna come to the Bahamian people and say, "Oh, we're gonna actually start drilling for oil officially now, right?" And then probably income tax will be the next hot topics in the next 5 years, or legalization of marijuana, because they're so polarizing. You will kind of see when those, or hear when those town meetings happen.
And I go to, I went to one that was to University of the Bahamas.
On NHIA?
No, this was, what the heck it was? It was it was from a bunch of different parties. It was PLP was there,
oh,
was there,
yes.
BNCP was there.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a panel. I think, was it crime? I guess they were just talking about issues.
Facing the Bahamas.
Yeah, and mainly
was that the 2040 vision thing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But I went to that. So if I hear about something, I go, because I don't want to be the hypocrite that's going to just sit back, criticize people, and then I am not taking a part myself and making sure that I'm involved in these events when they have them. So I don't want to be the one to be like, oh, because I can't sit here and be like, I don't think candidates supposed to go door to door, but then I don't actively go to the events that they do have.
Right.
I would be
going to no grill and chill. I ain't going I know that.
No.
Anything that you're going to disseminate information and you want my opinion on something, I'm going to go to.
But that's our problem. Most people want to grill and chill. Ain't nothing like free food and rum and loud music and a party. I passed plenty grill and chill over the past week.
Have you not been entertained enough?
No!
That's sad.
Bahamians don't get enough entertainment, my brother. None. This is why... You can have. There was a rally last night, An FNM rally last night.
Both of them. I think both of them had rallies last night.
Someone must have got rally tonight. You probably got about 2, 3, 4 rallies this weekend, and this can happen. Rally.
Next week could be
party straight through, entertainment, because they know how we go. I don't want you to sleep. While a lot of these people may be incompetent, these people know exactly what they're doing.
It's deliberate. It's a deliberate power play.
Just what
it's a deliberate power play.
Because
create a spectacle and the people will follow.
Y'all Bahamians, y'all don't care about substance. Y'all don't care about no policies. Y'all just want no. Listen, what you could do for me, boss. I see one video the other day, yesterday actually, where I don't know how real it is because the social media people could make up things, but the boy had about 100,000 PLP straight in the back of your car and say, man, they just give me $1,000 or $2,000 to give out free straight. And you can tell me I ain't supposed to love the PLP? You could talk fool, eh? That's what he say.
No, I can believe that.
$1,000 to give out straight.
It's a job because here's the thing. people respond to what they believe is the popular thing. So if the wave, if it looks like the PLP is the wave, I might be inclined under pressure to vote, because I can need to say after election, yeah, I vote for you.
Oh,
And
look here, you bring up a good point.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people are pressured. They don't know they're being pressured, but they're being manipulated
yeah.
by the numbers.
Right. And that's you know what? This is another dumb thing I hear smart people say. And this intelligent fool. What we on now? About 2 or 3. Man, don't waste your time voting for them. They can't win. They ain't gonna win. So people actually voting. They want pick a winner. They want vote for who they think will win. How dumb is that, Jay?
Very.
How ridiculous is that? You want to vote for who you think will win.
Here's the thing, and here's my honest opinion, and I can't really say it while I'm on the regular airway, so I thank you for giving me these liberties.
Yes,
right?
please say it.
I honestly feel, based on the Progressive Liberal Party's performance in this last election, they shouldn't even be a conversation, especially in Nassau and Freeport. In the Outer Islands, maybe, because some of the things that affect us here don't affect them there. And sometimes they have good representation. The MP might say, okay, well, I give your child a scholarship, blah, blah, blah. Opportunities there, right?
That ain't an MB job, though.
No,
Yeah, but
not,
go ahead,
not give him a
I
scholarship,
get it.
but for help facilitate it.
Yeah, I get it.
let me use the proper term, right?
Yeah.
So their opportunities different, and their reality is different from ours, and I'm seeing that firsthand, right? So in Nassau and Freeport, the PLP shouldn't even be a conversation, right? We should be leaning with a dogfight between the other 2 parties, right? One that's been out and been a horrible opposition, and the other one that is a fresh slate that we don't know yet, and give them an opportunity to see what they do. Because at the end of the day, like Donald Trump said, what's the worst thing that could happen?
But see, what you
Your
just...
schools are horrible.
Oh, gee, yeah, that was terrible. Ooh, man.
What's the worst thing that could happen?
That was terrible. But hey, you see what happened now. But what you just said assumes that we vote upon logic.
I know.
Actual
It's
thinking
sad.
and
It's
actual
sad.
consideration. We don't care about that, Jay. We don't. Unfortunately, this is the reality of our situation. And this is why I lose, and I hate to say it, but I've been losing hope more and more and more, to a point where I almost ready to just say, boy, frig it, boy. Let the plane crash, because that's what you all want. You all don't want nothing different. You all don't want nothing better.
Correct.
When different and better presents itself,
You don't take the opportunity.
You talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Talk yourself out of it.
Because you're afraid. You're afraid. And what for what? What are you afraid of? You are afraid to treat it like kids. Treat it like how typical white people treat their children.
Hold on,
right?
watch out now.
You have, I know,
Go ahead.
I know. I know.
But you marry a white woman, so.
Yeah, I know white people that listen to this podcast, right? They take them, and typically, what we've seen in the media, they put them in timeout, right? This is the opportunity.
I want to sleep. Some white people is cut up too.
A lot of white people is cut up, right?
I against cutting up on all fronts. White and black people. You ain't supposed to beat your churn. But there's cut up too.
They cut it, but
Yeah.
in this instance, we're going to use the timeout analogy, right? We have an opportunity right now to put both major political parties on timeout, to have them to pause, to reflect, to
Yes.
regroup, and to evolve.
Yes.
Right? When Lyndon Pillen was beaten again by Hubert Ingham in 1997, the PLP had to evolve. They had to pick Perry Christie. They had to have a new string of candidates, and the freshman blew through. And God helped us. I don't know if God helped us, but they evolved. Right? The FNM had to evolve after Hubert Ingham was defeated in the last election. I didn't think they picked the right candidate to lead them.
Okay.
They have devolved. They're infighting, but now I honestly could see them coming around with a new crop of guys. The Denicios, the Dames, the Jeff Lloyds, and all those other stuff, right? That possibly, even if they do not win this election, that's a high possibility. Hubert Minnis will have to resign, and they'll have to have new leadership, and then possibly, if we could survive and limp through another 5 years, we may.
Boy, we doing plenty limping, boy.
We might have a possibility to have true leadership that's outside of the Sir Lyndon Pinland era. So we'll already have gotten rid of Sir Lyndon, Perry Christie, and Hubert Ingram, and anybody that had been groomed by them. You understand? So we would have purged ourselves. And again, with the Progressive Liberal Party, hopefully Jerome Fitzgerald doesn't get reelected.
Listen,
I
think if this nigga get elected again,
he possibly could win. He could.
Listen, let me tell you all people. If y'all people in Marathon vote for Jerome Fitzgerald again, I can tell you right now, Jay, I have officially given up on the Bahamas.
No, here's the thing.
I would have because how much worse could you be?
Here's the thing.
And still get reelected?
Here's the thing.
I officially give up.
Here's the thing. Here's the truth. Here's the raw truth. Jerome Fitzgerald, outside of the scandal, was an okay minister of education. Right? I said okay. I didn't say. I said okay. I didn't say great.
What is this based upon?
Just okay. Right?
What is this based upon?
Just listen.
No, man, you gotta give me some basis for this opinion. Now you ain't gonna do it. Now this what the intelligent fools do.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Please explain.
Now, what he did with Rubis, which should have disqualified him as a member of parliament. He should have resigned, or you know what I mean. Should have resigned that seat. And what he did with the Sarkis Marillion thing, and now the revelation that his mother got an NIB contract, I'm sure it was influenced by his position or whatever the case may be. Done. Should have resigned. Should not be. Those three things disqualifies him from ever being reelected. Period. For the next 10 years, for the next 15 years, as long as he shall live. Right? Don't come back. Take your walking papers. Right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is a part of the inner circle for a political machinery that has ingrained themselves in the fabric of our society historically.
Okay.
So he will always have a strong 45 to 48% of his constituency's voting bloc. If they move him on a Marathon and put him anywhere else, he will still have that support.
And that's our problem. That's what we need to address.
So the only way he loses is if that new age swing voters like us and the young people that could see the wrong in what he did and not influenced by their parents or their family and friends will keep him out. But unfortunately, with the way our society is and people, those type of people only voting for the DNA and the other lunatics just blindly voting for the F&M without any logic, he could edge in there because the F&M and DNA, they beefing. Like, they take from each other. And that's why we may possibly get another PLP government.
No,
and that's just a raw, honest truth.
Well, yeah, and there's some truth to that.
And why I said he's an okay minister of education.
Yes, please. I'm dying to know.
People look at this D average situation, the national average D, right? And they don't really look at it and understand that the D average is that because we don't give kids the opportunity to take the advanced papers.
Well, not just that.
No, hold on. So we limit their performance, so we really don't know what the actual potential is. We might be hovering at maybe a C minus actually, right?
That's a good point. But the most important thing is a lot of people don't realize that that's on I think it's a 7th grade scale. So that's not from A to F that we are D average. That's from A to what the BGCSE go to G or something like that.
A to G.
A to G.
Right.
So and it's actually in the middle, which if it was the regular 5 point, it would actually be a C, which is average.
Right.
So a lot of people don't realize
and
that.
Also, like I said, they don't let the kids do the advanced English papers
and I experienced that as well.
And that for me, that's a big problem.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It is.
Also, what I understand why I say he's an okay minister of education is because he didn't do anything that transformed the department in any major way, but he's just a figurehead.
He's autopilot. What you're saying, basically, nothing got better. Nothing got better.
Right.
Nothing got worse.
Right. So
it maintained its mediocre level.
Right. And that's why he's okay. He didn't trash it, but he didn't make it better.
Fair enough. Okay, I got you.
So
you say it's mediocre. Okay, fair enough. Now, before I give the analogy that I have for most Bahamians when it comes to voting for people in this country, I want to read some comments. We have a Canadian that's watching.
Yes.
Alyssa, that's how you pronounce the name. Alyssa.
She's a big
Alyssa
fan of the
Renee.
Bahamas and everything entertainment and pop culture.
Oh, awesome. She's been here before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. She need to come back. Alyssa said, I love that your voice changed. I wonder what she mean. I wonder. And she also said, I personally believe from what I see and read on social media that Bahamians should vote who they want to vote for, and in parentheses, have their own voice, not for who others are voting for. Makes sense. And those who decide not to vote shouldn't be nasty or mean towards those who are voting. At least the people who are voting are wanting a change, not being scared of change. It's an honor to vote. Not everyone can vote, but that's me speaking as a Canadian. Now, I agree with a lot of the points you made, Alyssa. But here's the thing. I don't disagree. I wouldn't say I disagree with anything that you said. I guess it is an honor to vote in certain circumstances, but I feel like voting is only important. Well, let me not say it's only important. Voting is always important, right? But if you don't see someone to vote for, if you have, and Lord, that just reminded me, stupid thing, not a stupid thing I heard today. Not a stupid thing.
It coming back like,
oh yeah,
way-
coming back. Another, and I consider this person. I don't know this person, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say they are an intelligent person. Intelligent fool. Listen, not intelligent fool today. Here's what they say, Jay. Now the what's their name? Who doing the spoil the ballot?
I know who you're talking about.
Well, I know it's Nicolette Battle. I know it's Nicolette Battle, Ian Strawn, but I know their group is called something. I forgot the name of the group.
I forget.
I forgot the name of the
just
group.
did another video. Oh man.
But anyway, they were on Dwight's show today, right?
They were?
Yes.
Oh man.
And the callers that call, as you would expect, bashing them again. And one actually had the gall to say, these people smart enough. These people got enough sense they should have enough sense to be able to choose from the lesser of two evils. Or four evils, he said, because I guess you got more parties. He said, these people should have enough sense. Let me say it slow. Slow so you can get it. The man say, y'all should have enough sense to vote for the lesser of four evils. So he's saying, y'all should be smart enough to just pick the best out of the evil people. Listen, you got Darth Vader, you got Scar, give me another villain. You got Jafar. You just pick one of them. Pick one of them what you feel ain't the worst.
Okay. And here's
how stupid is that?
It's very stupid.
How dumb is that?
It's very stupid.
But this is the mentality of a lot of people.
I would have said that those individuals are smart enough to know that their protests, which I support all protests, right? But this one doesn't affect anything, right? Like I said, if spoiling the ballot brought about any type of change, if it
but how would you know, Jay?
No, it does nothing in the.
Let me tell you why.
Constitutionally or legally, it
this.
has no ground to stand on. It has no leg to stand on.
Let me tell you why. I hear what you're saying, but I don't completely agree. Because the spoiled ballots are counted; they are recorded as spoiled ballots,
right?
And so this is what I've heard them explain as their reasoning for actually spoiling the ballots as opposed to just staying home and not voting.
Okay.
They actually count.
Okay.
And you heard Leslie Miller and a couple other big politicians come out and bash them and say they need to get fired. So there's some concern among politicians with the spoil the ballot movement. And I can tell you why there's concern. Because the only way you could get crooked, poor, inept people elected is if you force or guilt people into voting. Because this is what we've been doing for our existence, right? For most of our existence, there have basically been two options. This is the most diverse election ever. This is the most options we've ever had, I think, in the history of elections in the Bahamas. This is the most options. But prior to this one, for the most part, prior to this and the last one, there's basically been you pick this one or you pick this one, right? This is how you get bad people elected. If they select these people for you to pick from, you only have these options. And they guilt you into voting, well, by the time you got to pick one of them. Somebody got to get picked.
So you think that a percentage, if a spoiled ballot gets a certain percentage, it triggers something?
I think it may.
Okay.
We don't know if it will. We don't know if it won't. But to
thing.
just dismiss it outright, I think isn't doing it any justice. I think if there's a large amount of actual spoiled ballots, and especially since they have been, I wouldn't say they are pushing it, but they are making people aware that they have another option. What they say is they ain't telling you to go spoil your ballot. If you feel like you say if you was in Engliston, you was voting for Glennis, they ain't saying, no, Jay, don't vote for Glennis, go spoil your ballot. No, you want to go vote for her, you go vote for her. If you're voting for Komalafe and Kalani, go vote for her because you feel there's someone to vote for. But I had someone message one of the WhatsApp groups I in, one of my boys. He was like, man, he won't vote. He like, man, listen, I looking at these parties right now, I really see no difference between none of them. Right. I don't know who to vote for, what I could do. I only got these options in my area, what I could do. I really ain't want to vote for none of these people. Right. They speaking to people like him. Okay. Those are the people they speaking to. Those ones that see the options in front of them and they really don't want none. These are the people who don't have sense to pick the lesser of the evils presented to them.
Okay. Well, let me say this to Ian Strachan, who I actually respect, and it's Nicolette Bethel, by the way.
Yeah, I know it's Nicolette. Right. I was trying to remember the name of the actual group.
Oh, okay. And those two people are very intelligent,
very much so,
prominent Bahamians. If and I stress that if a spoiled ballot led with legislation, if they get to a certain quota or percentage and each constituency triggers something legally that could help us change this political landscape that we have, it's a valid option.
But you would never know unless you give it a shot.
There has to be legislation in place.
But this may be the catalyst. This may be the catalyst to help bring forth some form of legislative changes.
Okay, here's the thing, right? If we're hoping that the spoiled ballot, that the next government helps to bring forth some legislation changes, we can wait on that, just like how we waiting on the Freedom of Information Act, a Whistleblowing Act, the enactment of Marcos Law, all these other important things that we should have, right? If it doesn't exist in our Constitution in some way, like some bylaw or something that could stand up in the court, Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal or something like that, then I would say, unless it's a viable option that has law behind it, I would not go do it. But if there's some reason behind the madness, it has some validity. No,
I gave you the reason.
No,
see, you don't.
You can't put the cart. You can't put the cart before the horse.
What you mean?
No, okay, look at it.
You should know better than that.
No, you can't put the cart before the horse because at the end of the day, we still will be dependent on a political body to validate it.
Was gaming legal in the Bahamas?
Gaming
for Bahamians.
Gaming wasn't legal in the Bahamas, but it was a pastime.
Did the number bosses not put the cart before the horse?
They didn't put the cart before the horse. They took a chance.
Listen,
they took.
That's the same thing, Jay. Hold on.
They took a chance.
I want you to sound like
they agitated with money, listen. You said.
Let me explain to you, because now you can sound like an intelligent fool.
Oh God!
You can sound like an intelligent fool. Taking a chance is the spoiling the ballot you're talking about. Now, when I say they put the cart before the horse, they went ahead and opened their businesses, knowing full well that it was illegal entities.
Okay, hold on.
And they continued to do so until they agitated and forced the government's hand into making changes, legislative changes, to give them what they want. So we have examples where putting the cart before the horse works, and you as an entrepreneur should know sometimes you got to put a damn cart before the horse.
Okay, hold on now. The gaming situation was not as cut as dry as that. It's not as cut as dry as that. What the gaming guys did, they went into a realm that could not be regulated, and because it grew so much, it forced the government to deal with it.
But hold on.
I would say, this is what I would say. In order for the spoil the ballot to have that level of success, the number would have to be so substantial.
But this
is so substantial. I'm talking about 60.
Are you listening to yourself?
I'm talking about 60 to 70%. I'm not talking about 1%.
But Jay, are you listening to yourself? Because they didn't break out the gates with big numbers. You have to start.
Okay. You know what? Now I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Somewhere.
Okay, I understand what you're saying now.
So, it may not be 60, 70% now. It may be 5, 10%. I'm just saying, just throwing out numbers. It may be this percentage. But next election, it may jump to 15%. Next election after that, it may jump to 25%. But you understand what I'm saying? Because how long numbers been around?
Numbers been around for years.
And when did it get this wide out of? You see how
Sabas.
long this is afterwards.
Sabas was the catalyst.
But
for
look
thinking
how
because he made a big
long after that started it took for it to get to this point. You see how long that was, but you have to start somewhere.
deal. Okay.
You have to start.
Here's the thing, and this is what I honestly believe. I honestly believe that after this purification that I call the election
Purification.
of 2017, each party will be forced to evolve. And each party will have a new slate.
I don't think so, you know.
I think so.
You know why I don't think so? Because I don't think we evolve as a people. I think the only time these parties will actually evolve, like to a serious degree, is when we evolve. We are going to force that,
we have
not evolved,
but our evolution,
or at least not enough.
Our evolution, quite honestly, is 10 to 15 years away as a electorate, right? The party's evolution is after this decisive election here. So here's the thing. Here's what I'm praying
Bye,
for.
Alyssa. Alyssa says she got to go. She got to run. Thank you for watching.
Here's what I'm hoping for.
Uh-huh.
Right? I'm hoping that both leaders of both political parties lose in their constituencies.
I hope so too.
Right? I'm hoping that.
I actually think Perry can lose.
I'm hoping that. If the Free National Movement wins without Dr. Minnis at the helm or winning his seat, I would be the happiest camper ever. Right? Because I feel that within that quote-unquote team that they're selling, there are a few viable leaders that, and collectively, they could govern and try and do something, right? I don't think he has the capacity to be that leader. As much as they try to sell that behind the scenes, he's such this great organizer or whatever. Because if you're that behind the scenes, you should be that in the front of the cameras, right? The periocracy, in my opinion on him, after covering him, and I'm not going to speak from any level of bias, I think that he did have some level of good intent for the country. I just think that he's well past his time of servitude to the Bahamian people. And I think he should have bowed out gracefully and allowed the PLP to go and have a possibly new leader. Leadership.
I hear you, but I think we focusing too much on them. I don't think.
I'm trying not to be an intellectual fool and showing that you could put thought behind these things.
I
want more.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But it ain't them that's the problem. Well, let me not say it ain't them. I am not going to completely absolve them of the problem, right? Because they are a part of the issue. But they only do what they feel we are going to support or be behind, right? And we are proving them right. That we like to support nonsense. And let me close out with this analogy, right? This is what we are. We are that lover in a relationship that has been beaten, bruised, abused by our partner. Now, mind you, they just pay the bills. You know what I mean? Everything, roof over your head. They pay the bills. They take care of a good deal of their responsibilities. Not all. They fall off on a lot of stuff. But they just beat you like conch. Beat up on you, hit up on you, abuse you, talk to you bad. So we leave that one. Go to the next one that different in a way that, well, this one may be a schemer. This one ain't loyal. This one don't spend no time with you. This one always with another lover cheating on you. Bring home disease, abuse you in that way. So it's two abusers. Now, mind you, they may abuse you in different ways.
But he's still abusing you.
They abusing you. Okay. And what we do is, we go to this one, they beat us up. Oh, man, okay, time no more. I can't take this no more. Let me go. This person looking so good. We go to that one. They abuse us. We catch something. We like, I can't take you no more. Boy, my old lover looking good again. We go back to our ex, and we continue to do this ping pong between two abusers. Meanwhile, that good person that may treat you right and do all the right things and be right by you may be right out there. But we ain't sure about that. Mind you, this one might punch me in my eye. But on Saturday nights, he's take me to the movies. We just have a good time.
He's bring the ice so cool.
You understand? So we tend to, when it comes time to make that decision, we look for whatever good we could find to hold on to so we could stay with this abusive lover. And this is what we're doing with these two major parties. We don't want to explore what may possibly be that right person for us. because there are certain things we got attached to that we like and appreciate, and we oversee the abuse that they do. And unfortunately, that's where I feel we are in this country.
And it's
we
been
ain't
to
trying
the
take-
detriment of our country.
It's been to the detriment. That's why we ain't developing. This is why we staying at this level that we at, and we need to move beyond this point. I don't have much faith in it. I don't think it can happen no time soon. Hopefully, I get to see it to a degree in my
our
lifetime.
yeah.
But I don't believe it, because the more I speak to people, the more I go to events, the more I go on Facebook and I see the conversations that quote intelligent unquote people having. It's like we ain't getting nowhere.
Yeah.
We ain't getting nowhere because the
Someone-
intelligent people saying the same
A
nonsense.
very intelligent person told me a few months ago, it's like, it's more of them than it's us.
And it is a numbers game. I realize that. And this is what's caused me lose hope
And
recently.
they, unfortunately, are still being manufactured in
Yep.
mass numbers.
Yep. Because they passing it on to their children,
Mm-hmm.
and the machine just keeps churning them out. And like you say, it's a numbers game. And honest, it sounds bad, but my opinion and from what I've seen, it's a numbers game that we ain't gonna be winning no time soon. No time soon. If ever. If ever. I always say the plane gotta crash.
Well,
Plane gotta crash. We gotta have catastrophe.
I have a parachute.
Yeah.
And
But listen,
my future kids have dual citizenship.
You got a
Just
parachute.
like
I got my own plane. I got a next plane. I got a jetpack on. So I saw the different heights when this plane going down. Because I ain't gonna be on it with y'all. If y'all want to choose this and y'all want to keep going between these two abusive lovers, y'all go right ahead, buddy. Knock yourself out if y'all want to talk bad about people because they want to actually explore. They want to be single for a while and date other people, and y'all want to bash them for that. Yeah, well, y'all go down with the plane when it crash. But we got to move beyond this point. We got to move beyond this competition, because politics ain't supposed to be competition, because nobody can win like that. Well, I'm not saying nobody, but very few will win. The masses will continue to lose whenever you have competition in politics. So we got to get beyond that point, because at the end of the day, we all basically want the same things, you know, Jay. We all basically want the same things. So let's unite on what it is that we do want, the things we have in common, and let's move the country forward. Or y'all could continue to fight and row over nonsense and destroy the country. It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all.
Could I say something that I always wanted to say?
Go right ahead.
So I could merge these things, these slogans.
Mm-hmm.
You have the power to choose whatever it is that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to spoil your body, whether you want to vote for the PLP, the FNM, or the DNA. So let us move forward together, because it is the people's time for a better life.
No, Jay, I can't let you be slipping in no political acts around here like that.
That's a universal art for everybody. That shows union amongst everybody.
But you know,
yeah.
in this town, political parties, during election, there's own colors, there's own words, there's own phrases.
Well, I just unified all of them. Let's move forward together, because it's the people's time for a better life.
Well, you did actually. Well, matter of fact, let me shake your hand on that. That's a good one. I like
Thank
the way you
you,
put
thank
that. I like the way you put that.
you,
I like the way you
thank
put that. That's a good one. So I'm going to wrap this episode up. This point, I don't like talk politics, but it was a good discussion. I appreciate it.
You know
Jay.
who's speaking truth, right?
Yes, and we had to string this together last minute. So we had a good discussion. Appreciate you as always.
Always.
This we ain't have. Well, we don't normally who watch the show. You know we don't talk politics.
No.
We don't talk politics at all. But during this time,
It is what it is.
it's so hard to get. You
to
can't
dodge it.
get around it because we haven't. For those that don't know, like maybe Alyssa.
No, she knows.
Oh, she knows. Okay, but for those that don't know, we have an election in less than 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We have a general election in less than 2 weeks, where we will be deciding, the future government for the Bahamas. So, our die-hard under the rug listeners who don't like politics, bear with us for the next 2 weeks. We ain't gonna be having the same political discussions. We always, like we like to do on the show, we want to get to the psychological aspect and go a bit deeper than most people would like to go with the topics.
Yes.
But we're gonna have some political discussions because it's just the nature of the time.
Let me
It's
ask
big
you this
time in the
question.
country. Go ahead.
No, I know you can say hell no anyway.
Go ahead.
No, I know you can say hell no. I'm not going to
What
give you
it
the
is?
opportunity to say hell no.
What it is?
Seeing that this is a digital platform,
Right.
And I think people need to understand certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Would you give any of the leaderships an opportunity to come in here?
Oh, hell yes.
You would?
See, you wrong.
Okay, I was wrong. I made
would
an assumption.
listen to me, Jay. I would love to have any politician.
Not any politician.
This is me. This is what I'm telling
Any
you.
politician?
I would have any politician come in here who's vying for office, who's the candidate in this upcoming election.
Any constituency?
Any constituency, I don't care what constituency you in. I would love to have any of them. But I can tell you one thing.
Ain't
They
gonna be
ain't
easy.
gonna come. They ain't gonna come.
You know what?
Because I ain't gonna lotion you. You understand?
I would like to
ain't
challenge
Okay.
any reasonable, responsible individuals besides Chanel, that's not shy of issues and being answering tough questions, to come on under the rug
There you
media, be blasted on Facebook, and let the questions be put to you.
They ain't gonna come. But if you could get somebody,
I know I get a couple of people.
bring them, Jay. But I can tell you one thing. You better tell them. Don't expect to get coddled. Don't expect to get lotion. Don't expect for me to just allow you to run on with your platform.
Right.
If stuff don't make sense, I can have the question and challenge those things.
People
People don't like to be questioned and challenged. Unfortunately, politicians in the country don't like to be challenged.
Tag your representative, put them on here, put them on the same thread. I'm gonna invite a few people and see if they take the bait.
Go right ahead.
And-
I would love to see you was wrong. See you going. You already answering for me.
Next week Thursday, I'm gonna work to have someone in that chair.
Oh yeah, and see you got that's the good. Look at the good chair, the good leather chair vacant. You see how big that chair is?
Yeah,
I
that's
just paid for this chair. That's a nice soft leather chair right there, waiting for somebody. Let him
Right.
come. Let him
We're gonna
come.
let them sit right there.
Yeah, you already answered me. No man, I'd love to have him. Trust me.
I thought you would have said hell no.
No,
to be
why?
honest.
I am never closed to discussion. You understand?
I got you.
I started this to have discussions. So I would never say, "Oh no, don't bring that person." Even down to the pot cake Leslie Miller, who I am not very fond of when it comes. Now I don't know him personally,
Right.
But the things that he says, I would love to have him here to challenge him on those things.
Oh, you could get pot cake, man.
I would love to, because I got, man, listen, the things I need to challenge him on. But see, they don't like to be challenged on those things. They
I
want
think
people to be soft.
I think he would. I think he would. I think
Really?
if it's anybody that would come out of all of them, it would be him.
Hey, well, listen, whoever you could get, if you could get him, that would be quite commendable, because I invite a lot of people, and they ain't even politicians, and they don't want to come. They don't have certain discussions.
This is their time, Greg. They have to appeal to the people.
Hey, like I say, I open, you hear it from me.
All right.
You hear it from me, Jay.
All
Bring
right.
them on. I don't care who it is. How unpopular, I don't care. Independent, NDP, not NDP, BNCP.
They still there?
No, the NDP ain't around. The BNCP still around.
PNCP is who?
BNCP, DNA, FNM.
PNCP is who?
That's the Bahamas National Constitution Party or something like that.
Who that is?
But they have billboards around, man. They play.
Where?
Yeah, Pinewood, Seabreeze.
Not in my area. I don't think they have a candidate in my area.
They may know. I don't think they have a full slate, but they have a good amount.
They have
of
a few
candidates.
people.
Yeah, man. They ain't playing. So yeah, anybody. I don't care who it is. Bring them. If they want to come, I won't have these discussions, because this way you can get the real questions asked. I can challenge. You can't just come and run on. Like I had a man running him out like water on one show the other day. The PLP from Long Island. Boy, I was tired of listening to him run on. This man
Who was
run
that?
on for 50 minutes just talking nonsense.
What?
Yes, just running. One
was on vacation. He sat with the room.
No
Was on there.
one was there, but one couldn't get a word in. One couldn't get a word in.
Ron McCarthy couldn't get a word
Listen
in.
to me. One couldn't get a word in. This man was running on. Trust me. So I would love to have them. If you could, bring them on, Jay. You get the word from me. Bring them.
Okay.
I won't have discussions. That would be quite admirable if you could get them to come. I would appreciate that, because we need to have these discussions. But anyhow, let's get out here. We've been running on ourselves. Let me get out here. On behalf of Jay Isaacs, Cookie Caterer Jr., hang it in there. Cookie Caterer, you enjoy the show? Well, he's smiling, so he must enjoy the show.
Does he have one good eye? I can't see the next one.
He must have got a little bit of lazy eye going on there, maybe. Just a little bit. I think I got lazy eye myself, so he even got the damn lazy eye right.
I know goddamn.
But Cookie Caterer Jr., hang out for this conversation. We appreciate all of you that are watching, especially our good Canadian friend Alyssa. We appreciate you. And she says she does know that election is on May 10th. She knows.
Yeah,
She's into it. We appreciate that. You need to come back down, Alyssa, so we can hang out. Maybe have you on the show one day. Anytime you went down, hit us up. Let's have a discussion, because you love the Bahamas and we love people who love the Bahamas. So on that note, let's end it. Jay, let's get out here. Ain't no rally tonight. I ain't got to wipe no traffic. You ain't open that? All right, good. All right. Smooth driving home. Once again, thank you, people. Later. Till next time.
Boy, Raleigh every night. What? So I can take Chrissy cookies then?